Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 Lexus NX350 Premium. Huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description below. So this NX is finished off in eminent white pearl. It has an MSRP just over $49,000. Now this is powered by a 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder turbo. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 275 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. This model is all-wheel drive. It weighs in just over 4,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. Top speed is 124 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 14.5 gallons. You'll expect to see 21 miles per gallon in the city, 28 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 105.9 inches. Its overall length is 183.5. It has a width of 73.4, a height of 65.4, and its ground clearance measures in just over 8 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, this has some really unique trim accents to complement the white very nicely. You'll notice the gray metallic for the entire surround as well as the rest of the grille, which is a great look. The Lexus badge is also the sensor for the distance pacing. This is equipped with LEDs for the headlights, DRLs, along with the fog lights down in the lower section, where there's also parking sensors that run throughout, and then some very crisp lines that come down the hood. Just giving it a really classic Lexus front end design with that hourglass look for that grille. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a neat two-tone design for the wheels. There's also plastic for the fender arches. It's in the lower section of the bumper too, along with the side skirt, so it ties in very nicely. There's body colored for the side mirror caps, along with chrome and a turn signal. More of the chrome surrounds all the window trim, and then there's a sunroof up top and some more of the gray accents for the roof racks. And then some nice lines that come down the side. You'll notice too the two-tone design for the door handles. So there's some gloss black accents to give it a great touch. Now this model also has a body colored spoiler. The third brake light is up top with the wiper blade in the lower section. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then some more plastic in the lower section there. Now you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to open up the power lift gate. Where being an SUV, this is extremely practical. There's a lot of space in the back. There's tie-down hooks so you can secure some items. There's a cargo net on the left side there. There is a little bit of storage underneath the floor, so you can place in a lot of items if you need to. This also has a removable cover, so you can take that off. You can fold down the back seats too to get that much more interior cargo space. There's also two buttons up top where you can close the liftgate and lock the vehicle too. Now, if you do lock the vehicle, this has proximity door handles, so you can lock and unlock this from the back. And this model is also equipped with the red leather interior, which is a really nice combo. There's a trim accent just behind one speaker. The electronic release, if you pull it twice towards yourself, that is the manual release. There's a little bit of storage down below, and then lock and unlock and the window control. And then the red leather works its way to the back seats, where at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets, there's vents, auxiliaries down below. Not much of a bulge in the middle, so your middle seat passenger won't have to deal with much there. And I have about 1.5 inches or so of headroom, so I can sit upright and be comfortable in the back. You'll notice too, there's the armrest with exposed cup holders, and then a small cargo window there. You have a pretty big pillar there, but it's pretty easy to see around with the glass that is there. So that way you don't have too much of a blind spot there. Now up front, there's memory seating adjustments. Side mirrors are power folding. All the window controls are behind that, and then some more storage. And then the same two-tone design for the front seats. Now, as we hop in, we're greeted with a solid leather steering wheel, massive paddle shifters on both sides. There's all of the cruise control settings, distance pacing, mode and tuning, even lane keeping assist. And then on the left side, there's volume, Bluetooth and voice commands, and then the arrows to go through the gauge cluster. So let's start this up where we can take a look at the gauge cluster now as it comes to life. There's engine temperature and fuel on the right side, right in the middle, tach, miles per hour, what gear you're in, and then on the left side is where you can scroll through all of this information. So there's quite a lot that you can go through. You can pull up the compass, music, adaptive cruise, any messages, and then we're back to the settings here. So it's helpful to have all of that. Over on the left side, a little bit of storage. fuel cap, lift gate release, one air vent. And then working our way to the infotainment system, there's all the shortcuts on this left side. So you can quickly get into all of this information, just depending on what you would like to see. You have driving assistance with a lot of standard safety features. So you can go through all of these as needed, which is very helpful. There's trip information, all-wheel drive system, so you can monitor the power, and then various settings here to customize this the way that you would like to. In the lower section, heated and ventilated seat adjustments. You can get into the climate controls here. You can even pull up the frequently used, your convenience, all of the driving assistance. You have all of that you can get into. And then the lower section, there's fan speed along with where you'd like the air to go, temperature dials on both sides, volume in the middle, and then some defrosters too. There's two air vents, some more leather accents that work their way around. You get a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries, wireless charging, and even more storage and auxiliaries. There's also a few different driving modes. You'll notice that'll pop up on the top of the infotainment system, and it will change the color of the gauge cluster there, just depending on the mode that you are in. To put this into reverse, we'll just do that motion there, where there's the backup camera along with some guidelines, and you do have two different angles depending on how you want to view that. There's drive, the manual setting, and then park just behind that. Now there's also traction control with auto hold and the e-brake, a downhill assist, and there's this control here, another off-road setting that will pop up. And then with the storage in the middle and the armrest, you can actually open this up two different ways, which is nice. There's plenty of storage in the glove box, garage door buttons up top, along with a sunglass holder. There's dome lights and then controls for the sunroof. Sunshade is manual adjusting. And here's a look at visibility. Like I said, it's a pretty big pillar, but you can easily see over both shoulders. As we set off behind the wheel now for the Lexus NX350, this is a really nice size SUV, and it has a good bit to offer as far as the luxury feel and ride that you are going to get. Not necessarily the amount of technology features. As you've seen, we do have some, but it's not overboard. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a simple vehicle, this is a really nice layout, and it's still going to give you what you need to drive this every single day. So for the few miles that I've put on this, I've been in other Lexus SUVs as well. It drives very nice. This is a vehicle that will give you those luxury refinements at still a good price for this vehicle in general. Just under $50,000 compared to other vehicles. That's a pretty good bargain for what you are getting. Now, it's not a big vehicle. You can get some three-row SUVs for about a similar price, just depending on what you want out of your vehicle. But this is a really nice and functional two-row SUV. So let's put it into sport mode now, where we do have the paddle shifters, and we can give it a little bit of gas as we come out of this turn. It's not the quickest, but it definitely has a good pep to it to get back up to the speed limit here. So if horsepower isn't a concern for you, I think it has an adequate amount to get you up and moving. But aside from that, it's a really comfortable place to be. We have additional windows on both sides too, so that way you can see around the side mirrors. And as far as the overall visibility goes, like I mentioned with the pillars in the back, you can easily see all around. I can see the car that is right behind me there too, so it's even easy to see. And it's just a nice vehicle. It offers a lot of space for its smaller size, so if you're not looking for a large SUV, it's definitely going to still be practical for an SUV, but it's going to give you a lot of space too, and just make for a great daily driver. So this is a vehicle that you could drive every single day, and being a Lexus, it's also going to be reliable too. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration, we're up to speed. Now there's also the gear position that you can look at. When you have it in the manual setting, it's front and center. If I put it back into drive now, we can see D for drive, and now the gear position will show you what gear that you are in. Just a neat little feature to see if you happen to use the paddle shifters, which are pretty responsive. So it's nice that they're there if you need to use them. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for this NX350. Definitely a very nice place to be. And for this luxury focused SUV that's not performance oriented, it feels fine going around these turns here. So it's definitely going to handle well for the type of vehicle that this is. And it's also pretty quiet too. There's not a lot of road noise or wind noise. It's going to give you a really nice place to be while you're daily driving this. And as I mentioned earlier, this can tow right around 2,000 pounds. Mainly, you could put maybe a bike rack on it, maybe a very small trailer if you need to haul some smaller items. So it's not something that too many people are going to be using for that, but if you needed to, you could put a small trailer on this, just adding to that practicality for this SUV. But it's a really nice place to be, and it offers a lot, I think, for sub $50,000, which is nice to see. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 Lexus NX350. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.